Hey everyone, this is Edward. In this video lesson I'm going to teach you guys so you guys can learn a one-hand pull-up. In the first part of the video I'm going to show you guys different kind of exercises you guys can do to straighten your arm and to learn a one-hand pull-up. And in the second part of the video I'm going to show you guys a combination of different kind of workouts you can do by day. So it's going to be a daily workout for a one-hand pull-up. And before you start learning a one-hand pull-up, I would highly recommend you first learn how to do from 10 to 15 chin-ups or 10 to 15 pull-ups. 10 to 15 pull-ups of course will be much better, but if you can learn 10 to 15 chin-ups only, that's fine. That'll be a good start as well. The first exercise that we're going to start off doing is doing pull-ups with subtracting fingers. And make sure when you're doing this exercise, you focus a lot on when you're going up. Make sure you put more weight on the hand that you're going to be doing the pull-ups with. So let's say I'm doing this pull-up with my left hand, and as I'm going up, put more weight on this hand. And basically the second hand is all it's going to be doing is just supporting it. So don't put more weight on this side, or try to not put any weights at all. So when you're going up, put more weight on this side. First, when you start off, of course, first start off with 4 fingers. And as you get better, move on to 3 fingers, 2 fingers, and then 1 finger. Once you come up to 1 finger, that's basically where the real training starts off for one-hand pull-up. But try to not be in a rush to go to 1 finger pull-up right away and start doing it like this with 1 finger, because if you're not ready for it, you might actually hurt your fingers. So you might even pull the muscle in your finger. So first, start off with 4 fingers. Make sure you're comfortable with moving on into 3 fingers as you get better, to 2 fingers, and then to 1 finger. And make sure when you're learning this exercise, learn it with the second hand as well. So don't try to learn it. I would not recommend learning it with just 1 hand, because as you get better, I'm sure you're gonna want to improve. And this is one of the best ways to work out your biceps. So if you're gonna do this for a while, with just one of your hands is gonna be much bigger than the other one. So make sure you're doing this exercise with 2 hands. So first, you start off, get used to with 4 fingers, put more weight on one side, like this. As you do some, let's say 5 times, you switch to the other hand as well. Put more weight on one side and do pull-ups. So this is one of the best exercises to start off to learning a one-hand pull-up. For this first exercise, I would recommend to learn at least 5 pull-ups for every time you subtract your fingers. So 5 pull-ups for 4, with 4 fingers, for 3 fingers, for 2, and most important, make sure you learn how to do about 5 pull-ups with 1 finger, like this. And this next exercise that we're going to do is basically the same thing, subtracting fingers, but this is going to be a little bit different. This time we're not going to do pull-ups, but what we're going to do is we're going to hang in this kind of position like this, so in about a 90 degrees position. So what we're going to do, we're going to start off the same way. We're going to start off first with 4 fingers. So we're going to go up and hang in this position like this. Make sure when you start doing this, don't have your hand stretched out like this and hang. So not like this. Make sure you try to always keep it at least in a 90 degrees angle like this. And of course, start subtracting fingers as you get better. To 3 fingers, to 2 fingers, and then to 1 finger. And when you're doing this exercise, try to hang on as long as you can. And make sure you switch hands to the other hand as well. So first, start off with 4 fingers. Try to hang on as long as you can. As you can hang on anymore, jump down and switch hands. And do the same thing and get to a point that you'll be ready to do it with 1 finger. And once you get to that point, don't do it with no more with 4, 3, and 2. Only do it with 1 finger. The way that this exercise is really good for learning a one-hand pull-up is mostly the one-hand pull-up. When it's done, this is the easier part to go up till here. And once you're up at this part, this is the harder part to go up all the way from here. So this is the easier part and this is the harder part. This second exercise mostly trains for the second part, that you're going to come up from here and you go all the way from here to here. So make sure you really focus a lot on this second exercise if you guys are having trouble. And this is it for the second exercise. Once you get used to doing the first and the second exercise and you feel like you're ready to move on, this third exercise that we're going to do is basically going up like this, and then letting go, and then hanging on like this. And the same thing with the second hand, just hanging on like this. And the reason why this is hard to start off in the beginning right away is for most people, they can't do this right away. They get on like this, they get on and then they just fall down. They can't hold it. That's why it's really important for you guys to first get your hand used to it, so you'll be able to have enough strength to hold on. So that's why make sure you go through the first and the second exercise carefully and practice on those two exercises before you go on into this other exercise. And a harder way to do this exercise, a more advanced way, after you get used to going from the top, like this, and then holding on. Another way that it's much harder, it'll be much better training after you learn how to go from the top and holding on a little bit, is going all the way from the bottom. So like this, they're going on and holding on like this. So first, learn how to do it from the top, like this. And once you can hold on for about 3 to 4 seconds, you can move on and start doing it from the bottom. So from the bottom, and then hanging on like this. And this is the third exercise. This next exercise is done on monkey bars. This exercise is kind of similar to the second exercise. The only difference on this exercise is we're supposed to climb. So we're not standing in one spot, but we're climbing like this. And how this exercise is done is same thing in 90 degrees. And make sure when you're switching, you keep it 90 degrees. So then don't let go and go up like this. The only bad part about this exercise is not a lot of people have the monkey bars in their park or anywhere around them. But if you do, make sure you try this exercise as well. So, and for those people that don't have this monkey bars, it's okay. The second exercise is very similar to this one. But for those people that have the monkey bars, you guys can choose which exercise you guys want to do. This exercise or the second exercise. But keep in mind they're mostly similar. So, like I said, in this exercise, you go up and switch slowly. Keep it 90 degrees and switch. 90 degrees and switch. And one more thing I wanted to mention, your monkey bars don't have to be long, so they can even be 3 to 4 bars. It doesn't matter. So once you get, let's say, to the 4th bar, like this, just switch 90 degrees and keep on going back like this. So the whole point of this exercise is to hold it at 90 degrees like this and keep on switching grips. Make sure when you're switching grip, don't let go out of the 90 degrees. So focus a lot on doing it and doing it slowly. So this exercise is mostly done doing it slowly. It's not supposed to be done doing it fast. You're trying to get over through the monkey bars fast. It's mostly supposed to be done slowly. So you get that strength and that experience for the one-hand pull-up. So this is the 4th exercise. This fifth exercise is mostly done on something like this, the bars. It doesn't have to be exactly a bar like this. It can be a dip bar. But the only problem about this exercise is this is only done on the lower dip bars. So if you have a lower dip bar and not a high dip bar, you can do this exercise. The problem with the high dip bar is this exercise is mostly done this way. So it's basically you stretch out your body like this and you do pull-ups like this. But the problem with the high bar is your body is going to be really high like this, and it's just you're barely going to get any exercise from it. You can still do it on the higher bars, but it's going to be much less exercise than on the lower bars. So this exercise, make sure when you're doing this, you have to have your body straight like this. Don't have your body all the way till here, and don't have your body like this. So make sure it's like this, just a little bit. So your body is just going up a little bit into a hill, like this. And make sure when you're doing this exercise, try to do it straight, like this. Don't do it to the side, this way. So don't lead it to the side, and don't go out like this. This is also some training, but it's much better to do it this way. So it's the same thing as doing a one hand. Pull up, like this. So this is another great exercise that you guys can do to practice for the one hand pull-up. So these are all the exercises you guys can do to learn the one-hand pull-up. You don't need to know how to do all of the exercises, but if you want to learn the one-hand pull-up much faster, I recommend you try to go through all of those exercises. And for the 3rd exercise, if you guys are having trouble, make sure you go back to the 1st and 2nd and the 4th exercise if you have a monkey bars. So this is the first part that just has a lot of different kind of exercises you guys can do. Now we're gonna move on to the 2nd part. In the first part of the video, I showed you guys different kind of exercises that you guys can do to learn the one-hand pull-up. But in the second exercise I'm gonna do is show you guys a day-by-day daily workout that you guys can do to learn the one-hand pull-up much faster than just doing it by one exercise. Of course, it's not really a huge difference than just doing it by one exercise if you want to learn it. So the first day, the Monday, what we're gonna do is we're gonna start off with just hanging like this on Monday. We're gonna start doing this. And the same thing for the second hand. We're gonna hang on like this as long as you can, and that's what you're gonna do for about an hour. So you're gonna just keep on switching and try to hang as long as you can for 1 hour. So that's on Monday. On Tuesday, we're gonna do it this way. We're gonna do just pull-ups like this. So we're gonna subtract fingers, but mostly make sure you get to the point that you can do it with one finger. So this weekly exercise, before you start this weekly exercise, make sure you get used to doing it with one finger easily. So on Tuesday, we're gonna do with just one finger like this. Put more weights on this side. We're gonna try to do 5 fingers on one hand, and then switch and do 5 fingers on the second hand. So that's what you're gonna do. And when you're doing this exercise, you're gonna do 5 pull-ups for each hand, and you're gonna try to do at least 10 sets. So one set is with both arms. One arm, 5 pull-ups, and then a second arm, 1 pull-up. So that's one set. On Wednesday, you guys are gonna take a break from this. And then on Thursday, we're gonna start off with just doing this like this. On Wednesday, we're gonna start off going from the ground like this. So from the ground, going up, and then hanging on like this. And the same thing with the other hand. Make sure you stretch your hand out. You don't start off like this and then just let go like this. Make sure you do it all legitly. So from the ground, and just pick yourself up and hang on like this. So that's gonna be the third exercise for Thursday. And then Friday and Saturday, you guys are gonna repeat with the first exercise that I showed. And then again, we're gonna do this. Just hang on. This is gonna be for Friday. Just hang on. And then another exercise that I did. The second exercise with one finger. And this is gonna be for Saturday. So we're gonna do pull-ups again. 5 pull-ups on each hand. Like this. And this is gonna be the exercise for a Saturday. And of course, on Sunday you should rest. So you should rest about two days a week. And if you come on one day, let's say you come on Thursday and one of your hands is really sore, you try doing the training and just one of your hands hurts, then you should take another day break, because you don't want to mess up your hand, so you'll have to rest for a long time if you mess it up, you know. That's why make sure if you come after Wednesday and your hand is still really sore, then take another day rest. But if you come it's a little bit sore, don't just give up right away and think that it's sore and I need to go home. Try doing the pull-ups first, and if it actually really hurts and it's painful, then take another day off. So this is the second part of the video, the weekly daily routine that you guys can do to learn the one-hand pull-up. So this was basically the 2 parts of the video, and I hope these little tips and exercises will help you guys to learn the one-hand pull-up. Good luck learning, guys. Be motivated, stay dedicated, and you will succeed.